Good afternoon, folks. I am Lee Chitwood. I am the judge for the Pulaski County Juvenile and Domestic Relations District Court in Pulaski County, Virginia.
And I'm Jamie Clemmer, and I'm the Mentor Court Coordinator in Pulaski.
Pulaski County is a small rural county in the beautiful mountains of Southwest Virginia. The town of Pulaski was once a boom town filled with textile mills, furniture factories, passenger rail, and a bustling main street. Like most of Appalachia, it has declined and aged. Opioids, meth, and other drugs have run rampant. Our local Suboxone clinic, for example, has close to 1,000 patients. But Pulaski County, thankfully, is again on the rise. It is now home to 9 international industries hailing from Mexico, Sweden, Poland, and other countries. Pulaski County will soon be home to the second largest solar farm on the eastern coast of the United States. We just opened a combined state-of-the-art middle school at a cost of $46 million. The Pulaski County J&DR Court hears all matters involving family or household members with the exception of divorce. So we hear custody visitation, child support, spousal support, protective orders, chins, delinquency, and any crime involving family or household members. For good or for bad, I am the only J&DR judge in Pulaski County. This is our team. As you can see, we are quite small. We have 1 clerk and 1 judge, 1 clerk, and 3.5 deputy clerks. Despite our tiny size, I like to think that we have the best clerk's office in the state of Virginia.
Before we were a mentor court, we started as a community coordinated response team in 2006, where we just had a domestic violence best practices committee and 8 other stakeholder agencies who met together. And it wasn't until 2010 where we received our first OVW grant, where we created our specialized domestic violence docket. It was over the next 10 years that we really focused on developing the docket, as well as creating a compliance review docket that we're very proud of. And what we proceeded to do was focus on problems that would arise surrounding the docket or domestic violence issues, work to create solutions, and then maintain those solutions, and then build upon the program each and every year as we move forward, and followed that cycle for about the past decade until we became a mentor court last year.
Pulaski County has developed 3 primary domestic violence dockets. We have our Wednesday afternoon criminal docket, in which I hear cases, crimes involving family or household members. We have a case set every 15 minutes from 1 o'clock to about 4:30. Our pride and joy is our Wednesday 11:30 a.m. domestic violence review docket, which I think is the best and cheapest thing that we ever did. And then finally, we have a daily 1 p.m. Preliminary protective order docket. And I'm sure our caseload must seem very small for some of our fellow mentor courts, but I promise you it's quite challenging for an office that has 1 judge and 4.5 clerks.
We have had a lot of successes. Some are small and some are big. And of course, the creation of all of our dockets, the DV docket, the compliance docket, and the protective order docket are our biggest successes. But in order to feed those successes, we have focused on centering our efforts to create resources that will increase victim safety and increase offender accountability. And some of those are the creation of bench cards for judges to use, including the one on strangulation that Judge Chitwood authored, which is now being used across the country. We have a protective order video that's used after hearings so that offenders watch that video for 13 minutes, and it allows victims the opportunity to leave the courthouse safely during those 13 minutes while the offender is watching that video. We also created a Hope Card program. It takes all of the pertinent information from a protective order and puts it on a small wallet credit card size document that makes the information easily accessible for both the victim and law enforcement. We've created domestic violence resource kiosks, which offer information in an easily accessible place. Of course, our cooperative relationships, but another success that we're very proud of is the trainings that we offer that are free and to the public and are multidisciplinary training.
Our challenges remain great. Like all of you, we have limited resources. We struggle mightily with victim participation, getting victims served properly, having them come to court, having them engage in the process appropriately, and having them remain part of the process until its conclusion.
We have several community partners. It's grown over the past decade, but we've found that having a robust stakeholder meeting quarterly has been integral to the success of the domestic violence docket and making sure that everyone has a voice in what's going on in the docket.
Our goals include completing a comprehensive domestic violence manual for the use of all of our stakeholders, setting out the responsibility of each stakeholder. And our ultimate goal, of course, is to learn from our fellow mentors and mentees and to improve all of our practices in domestic violence. In conclusion, just let me be very honest, it's been a long process. It's been filled with trial and error and stops and starts. The effort, however, has been worthwhile, and we have a safer community as a result. And we look forward to working with our assigned courts. Thank you.